This week we're guiding elk in northern Michigan, and we were lucky enough to have 3 successful hunters. So in Michigan, it's super tough to get an elk tag, and especially a bull tag. My dad and I have both been putting in ever since you could put in, and unfortunately neither of us have gotten it. They say that you can get a tag every 1.5 lifetimes, so we get really excited when we get hunters. So our first hunter was Lynn, and we were super excited to take her out because she was a woman, and we don't get very many women hunters. Even though this wasn't the bull that we were going to take, on the first night just being able to see some bulls and hear them around us was a huge encouragement. This wasn't the first time or the last time that we saw this monster. He just would not come over on our side. I think part of the reason is because he had so many cows over on that side of the fence with him, he had no reason to come over to us. We're back in action here in northern Michigan for our fall elk hunt.
Been out and around checking some roads, seeing if there's any tracks, and hopefully we can hook up with a nice bull here coming up soon. So
we have Lynn hunting with us right now, and although we've seen a few bulls, we haven't had the right opportunity. So it was one of the last days that Lynn had to hunt, and we really wanted her to get a bull since this is such a prize tag to get. So she decided that she was going to take the bull that we had seen on the first night of the hunt. So she took her shot and it looked pretty good, but she re-racked just in case she needed to take another one, but she didn't actually need another shot after all.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be fine.
We knew he was him coming way off. I mean, I knew it was him.
Well, folks, here's Lynn's bull, and the reason she got it today was Austin over here put his rally paint on and put her name on his face. and they're still calm. But this has been quite the journey. We've had this spot with animals in it the day before season opens, the day after. They were coming in, this bull that I've been watching with this herd coming in, they were logging in the background and just messed us up. The cow saw the lights over there. It just made her nervous enough that cow turned around and went right back up, and then everything followed her, and our herd bull went off. We kept calling, and this bull answered way to the south, and he just charged in. I mean, textbook, wasn't it, Lynn? I mean, he came in, and I mean, we were moving a little bit to get in position. He didn't care. He was charging in, looking in this field right here. He figured that there'd be no cows hiding behind an aspen over here, and just charged in. And Lynn said, "I'm going home with a bull." And she's got a nice big rack. It's a unique rack. It's got some smooth all the way up, and then it just gets mass at the top. It's got good brow tines, but for whatever reason, didn't want to grow in the middle here. So she's got back straps coming real quick here. Big boy down here in northern Michigan. A lot of people don't know how many animals we really have here.
So Lynn got her bull, and it wasn't the biggest one that we had seen. It didn't have its G2s or its G3s, but she did get one, and she couldn't have been more excited because this tag is just so hard to get. Any bull that you can shoot is a prize. Our next hunter, Bruce, was lucky enough to pull a Pure Miichigan tag. And that Pure Miichigan tag, you get an elk tag and a bear tag, and any other thing that you can hunt in Michigan, you get a tag for. was the first morning of Bruce's hunt, and they were headed out through this cornfield, but by the time they got to the end and where they needed to be, these elk had already moved through the field and were already into the woods. They wanted to try to cut these bulls off, so they tried to cut through the woods as fast as they could without making a ton of commotion.
We got all kinds of cows in here. We got 2 big bulls in here we're trying to catch up with. We got another bull over here bugling. So we're just trying to come up with a game plan to get ahead of them.
So this plan isn't really working. It was going to be really hard to get in front of these bulls without pushing them even further into the property that we were hunting on. We've got a really exciting hunt coming up with Bruce, our Pure Miichigan hunter, so stick around. Big Boys TV will be right back.
We're here with Bruce Schoenauer from Hillsdale area, and he has a Pure Miichigan tag, and that means he can hunt any season. We're on the last part of the first season here in northern Michigan. We got some good animals located. We got 2 herd bull with these cows that we've gotten located, and so we're excited about getting up there and getting a big boy down here in northern Michigan.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting this morning. We had a lot of bulls bugling early on before the sun even came up.
Right.
And, you know, playing to win, we got around them and stayed with them and got just a little glance at that herd bull.
We're gonna head up to north of Gaylord, and we're gonna try to get on some good bulls.
I'd like to say that there was a lot happening, but there really wasn't. It was a slow evening. They weren't really hearing anything or seeing anything, so they decided to head in for the night, but they were feeling good about the next morning. This was a super exciting morning for our hunters, my dad and the camera guys. They were just hearing bugling all over the place, and they could tell that it was going to be a good morning. So they had spotted the herd bull that they had been looking for, and then they had heard a bugle that was just right behind them. Our camera guy, Austin, was pretty sure that this bull was going to come out of the woods and be right on top of them. So of course this one bull walks right in front of them, right at bow range, when we don't have a bow hunter. But the hunter was set up on this bigger bull with his rifle and ready to shoot.
think so.
Did he fall?
I think so.
Oh yeah, I see him.
Big boy down here in northern Michigan, I was super excited for my dad that he was able to guide this elk hunter to get such a big bull. This really is his passion, to be able to guide right here in his home state of Michigan.
That was exciting. I mean, it was a zoo out here today, guys. I mean, you'll see it, but you've seen it, but it's insane. The bull.
Bull's 30 yards from us.
I mean, we had archery bulls. We were after the herd bull. I mean, how many bulls were out here? 10?
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah.
All around us.
It was insane. This is what it's about. You know what you guys do? Look, I just found the earplugs from the cameraman.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Here.
I don't think my audio's working.
There, I got it. I got it. I feel that better head. Here in northern Michigan, the DNR plants cornfields like this in some strategic areas to keep the animals from going into the agriculture fields. So that's why when we were hunting here this morning, you saw all this corn out here. That was a DNR planting for the wildlife. Here in northern Michigan with Bruce Schaenauer. He is our Pure Miichigan hunter, and we wanted to get in here on that last September hunt where we could get them just screaming and bugling, because really, folks, as you know, that's what elk hunting is all about, is calling them in, and we had an incredible day, didn't we?
It was a phenomenal morning.
The last hunter that my dad is guiding this season is Ryan. Ryan is a 17-year-old kid from downstate that was lucky enough to pull a bull tag, which a lot of guys like my dad have been applying for many years and still haven't gotten one, so he was really lucky. The property that we were hunting on was actually a golf course, and the management of the course was actually happy to have us hunting there because of all the damage that these elk cause. Day 1 and day 2 were unsuccessful. They did a lot of hiking and a lot of scouting, but they just couldn't make anything happen. So my dad spotted this herd, but they were going the opposite direction of them, but luckily JD was over on that side of the course, so my dad called him and told him to keep a sharp eye out for this bull.
Okay. All right. Yep, I'll be right there.
This was the perfect timing for our hunter and his dad to get there, because those bulls were just headed straight their way.
Yeah, he's coming in last.
One of the unfortunate parts about this hunt is our cameraman Austin accidentally double tapped, so when he thought he was pushing record, he was actually turning the camera off. But our hunter was still successful and got his bull. So we had a successful elk season here in northern Michigan. We had a lot of fun. We had some great hunters. We really love this hunt, and we look forward to it every year because it's right in our backyard, and we just really enjoy watching other hunters actually pull the trigger for once. What was I gonna say again?
Yep.
She it. And so the same bull that we had seen, same bull that we had seen, not saw, we had saw on the first day.
That we had seen.
I know, I did it again. I did, but she re-racked just in case, but she, okay, what was his name? Bruce.
Yeah.
Almighty. I know who Batman is.
And action. And, I'm sorry. Everybody bring it back.